Hey everyone, welcome along. This is Andy from Nifty Things, and today I've got Mike Weibe, the CEO of NFT Mindshare, with me, and we're going to talk a bit about his project, which is mining moles. So, Mike, welcome along.
Pleasure to meet with you, and thank you for having me. Appreciate that.
Excellent. So, I guess the first thing, really, Mike, is just tell us a little bit about yourself and yeah, a bit of your background. That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to. My name's Mike Weibe. Was born and raised in Winnipeg, Manitoba. That's inside Canada. So picked up a lot of the good Canadian values there, and I'm sure there's a lot of good values everywhere in the world, but I might say sorry a little bit more than the average person. Went through my career starting with project management, so I'm used to managing a lot of separate tasks. I've been building computers since I was a kid, so I'm kind of positioned quite well to manage a project, manage a growing business, and be heavily involved in building computers and running supercomputers and servers.
Oh, that's cool. That's great. And yeah, the whole NFT and technology is all really run on the back end of a lot of technology and computers. So definitely a great skill set to have. So
yeah, not just NFTs, but obviously our project releasing is based on NFTs, but we're going to be supporting the infrastructure for all of Web3, right? Whether it's hard drives that ends up needing supply, or it's GPUs to figure out algorithms, or whatever this technology is, we're going to be supporting that. So there's people running financial systems off of Web3, and we're going to be part of the hardware infrastructure to support everything proof of work related.
Oh, that's really cool. So what made you decide to use NFTs, I guess, as your vehicle to sort of fund your endeavor in Web3 and then all the hardware that goes behind it?
Yeah, it's a good question. That's probably a pretty easy one to answer. It seems to be one of the newest creations and one of the best creations of Web3. So what better way to tie in a Web3 based business than to go with a field like NFTs rather than doing a public stock option or anything like that. Plus, I like the individual aspect that you get. It's not exactly the same from one NFT to the next. They all equate equally as far as the value of mining rewards goes, but you can get something pretty neat with a lot of different features, and I really liked designing, creating that aspect of it. So NFTs was really an obvious choice for us.
That's great. And obviously we can see behind you one of your mining moles, and I've heard you talk a little bit about the artist. Do you want to just talk about her?
Yeah, absolutely. Our artist name is Victoria. She's from the Ukraine, actually. So she's been in a little bit of conflict recently. So anything we do, she gets 5% commission on every sale of a brand new NFT. So everything you do, you're helping out at least one person there as well. And it depends on perspective. 5% might not sound like a lot, but we're already putting 70% towards miner plus development costs. So it really does start to add up. But yeah, she's ended up having to flee her hometown of Kharkiv, Ukraine, and she's moved a little bit west and recently got internet working again. So we're really happy she's safe. I lost connection with her for 3 weeks. So I'm very happy that I heard from her and she's safe and everything's good there.
Yeah, I've sort of been following the story on your TikToks, and it sort of was great to go, well, fantastic, Mike's made contact. That's good. She's safe. So pretty terrible.
I waited a little while before putting out one video on it. Like I waited probably 2-3 weeks before I was like, okay, well, hopefully she's okay. Didn't make any videos for a while, just kept it kind of low profile. And then I make a video like, hey, I haven't heard from her. And then like 2 days later, she actually contacted me. So I was really excited about that.
Oh, that's cool. And so obviously we've got the art which we're putting together with the technology. So do you want to sort of give us an overview of buying your NFTs? Well, what does that give you?
Yeah, so when you buy an NFT from us, obviously the art's a small part of it, but it's really just a small part of it. It's not the whole process or the whole transaction. You do see a lot of cool companies and cool NFT projects come out that don't have much beyond the art, but with us, 70% of every purchase is going straight towards crypto mining equipment and infrastructure. we're going to try and keep that 70% as much just to straight mining equipment that we can. And then from there, half of all the rewards get paid back to community holders. So whether we need Bitcoin ASICs or we want to diversify and we vote to take on a more risky crypto that has bigger upside, but not as safe and stable as like a Bitcoin project would be. 70% of all of your purchase goes towards buying crypto mining equipment.
Yeah, that's really cool. And actually, my next question was going to be around diversification, because I know you touched on previously how, it's not just go out and buy all these Bitcoin miners. You need to be a bit more flexible. And I know you touched on helium miners. Did you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. It would make our business pitch and strategy a whole lot easier if we just said, hey, we're buying Bitcoin ASICs and here's exactly what you can expect. It makes everything a lot easier. But it also handcuffs you to not making good decisions for your business. So yes, Bitcoin ASICs are a good decision as well. They will be a part of our business plan, but Ethereum is still much more profitable than mining Bitcoin. Your return is quite a bit better buying GPUs, but that's short term, right? Because that's going to be leaving us. So we have to balance the risks of up and coming cryptos and buying different ASICs with a safe, stable ASIC like the Bitcoin ASICs that aren't going to return quite as much as some of the other ones are, but they're not going to change from proof of work ever, probably. So you're pretty safe investing into that equipment. There's Kadena that's pretty good for mining. We can put miners onto the branched chains like Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Cash. Those are all ASIC compatible and compatible to be mined just with the equipment. So if Ethereum leaves us, it's not like our GPUs are useless. They just move to a different crypto.
Yeah, and obviously, the technology is ever changing. So things like Ethereum potentially could move when they move from proof of work to proof of stake.
Yeah,
all of a sudden that's a big change for people mining that coin. So no, that's really cool that it's pretty adaptable.
Exactly. Yeah.
So obviously, from a passive income point of view, if I buying into your project and I get my NFT and that gives me a return from the mining, and obviously that's considered passive. I've been in these different businesses where they say, well, it's passive income, but you work really hard for it.
Yeah,
so,
that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I thought I was just getting into crypto mining and generating passive income for myself. And now I've kind of started a whole business and have 5 employees and doing fundraising. And, I'm spending 30, 40 hours a week for passive income, but it's going to be passive for someone else, not for me.
yeah, well, that was going to be my question, I guess. As effectively we become shareholders, right? So it becomes passive for us, but obviously you're going to be doing a lot of work behind the background to make sure everything's maintained and working. Cool. So my next question is really around how you sort of see this going forward. Obviously, we're going to have we're going to have the launch on the 10th of April, and obviously we would love this to be a success. And what's the sort of next step in your roadmap once you sort of get set up? Are you looking at a sort of a generation 2 or anything like that?
Yeah, I think our process moving forward is going to be more not as based around NFTs or a Gen 2 or a V2 NFT. Although I do have some ideas in the future that could involve that kind of stuff. Really, steps in the roadmap are going to be more immediate, like building a long-term commercial facility that we can house the miners on and expand into and acquire electrical needs that go beyond what this project is and accommodate this project. We do have rental space set up for this project, but that's kind of short term. So our roadmap for probably a year beyond minting isn't about generating a V2. It's about working with what we have, and some companies that grow too fast fail just because they've grown too fast. So we're kind of mindful to make sure we take care of everything we have, and maybe we can accomplish it all in 6 months, 8 months, but I really see probably a year of development off of this project. And in all honesty, we don't have 30, 50, 100,000 members in our Discord. So if our V1 doesn't sell out, we can pause that. And then if demand returns or increases, we can unpause the smart contract and mint a few more of the mining moles. So our roadmap plans are going to be dependent on how many actually end up selling. Because if we only raise at $200,000, that's great. Every penny raised is great, but $200,000, I can pair them with my existing electrical supply in my retrofitted basement here. So I can house all that. But if we end up selling $1.5 million worth of NFTs, I'm going to need to take advantage of some of the rental spaces I have and then start building a facility.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I did read that actually, obviously one of the biggest costs with mining is electricity, and you're in an area where it's mainly hydro, I believe. And so you can get some pretty good electricity costs.
Yeah, so our electricity costs are low. We are subsidized essentially by our export. So my electrical cost is lower than it would be if we weren't exporting energy to the US. It's about 20% lower than it would be without our export revenue. And on top of that, it's almost all hydropower. So it's based off of water flow, spinning turbines. So it's renewable energy, hydropower. And if we do have a full mint when we build our new facility, we're going to integrate solar panels as well, solar energy.
That's really good, because obviously one of the things that people get upset about with crypto mining is sort of using, coal and all that sort of thing to generate the electricity. When you can use green electricity, then it sort of gives you that kind of carbon neutral sort of
absolutely.
equation. So that's really cool.
And you look at it, I mean, China was running the Bitcoin miners essentially off of only coal, and now they're coming to places like Manitoba where we have renewable green energy. And when we look at implementing solar, it's not to switch from coal energy to green energy, is to switch from green energy to free green energy, right? Or I like, there's no recurring cost to buy it, right? You got to buy the solar panels once and then you're all set.
Oh, that's really good. So I guess maybe to sum up, can you just give us, I guess, the highlights with your mint coming up? So when is it, and what's the cost?
So our mint is on April 10th. So April 10th, you'll be able to visit our mint site, which has yet to be released. We'll post more information about that through our Discord, and as we get closer, it'll be available on our website too. Mint is going to be April 10th. It's 0.05 Ethereum. And some quick math, if Ethereum's $3,000, that's about $150 per NFT, give or take, based on where the market's at. So we've lowered the entry into crypto mining, because you can't really buy a crypto miner, even the most basic one, for less than $1,000, $1,500. And even then you're overspending on a case just to put one GPU in it. So realistically, you probably want to at least have $3,000 or $4,000 before you start mining yourself. So we've lowered that down to $150. And we've eliminated all the barriers. You don't have to learn how to mine crypto. You don't have to learn the software. You don't have to troubleshoot building any of the machines. And we do the management. We have the electrical supply. We take care of all the heat management systems, because they do get quite hot. So we take care of absolutely everything for you, take away all the barriers to entry, and lower the cost to get into the crypto mining market as well.
Yeah, no, that's always been a barrier for me, because I have a look, and obviously to get some of these GPUs to New Zealand, by the time they get here, the price is 3 times retail, because everyone else has had their fingers in the pie already, and you just can't keep hold of it. So this is a great opportunity for me and for everyone else to be able to get into mining. But as I said, with you guys doing all the hard work and us getting the reward. It's cool.
And the nice part about that too is with our NFTs, you're going to be available to reach out, or I'll be available for you to reach out to me through the Discord. And if you do decide to sell your NFTs or keep your NFTs and get more heavily into personal mining, we're more than happy to help you with any of the troubleshooting, the tech, and give you advice on where to start, what to look for, what to buy. We're not afraid of other people mining crypto. You know, it's a pretty large market already. So if anybody else wants to mine crypto, we're not offended by it. It's not going to hurt us very much unless you're investing $10 billion into mining crypto. I don't think you'd be holding our NFTs anyway. So we're pretty small fish in a pretty big pond. So we're happy to just support everyone.
That's awesome, Mike. Well, we'll wrap up there. Thank you very much for your time. And look, I'll put the links, everyone, below this video, so you can go and join the Discord and check out the website. 10th of April is minting 0.05 ETH per NFT, and a great opportunity to get into crypto mining. So thanks again, Mike, for your time.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Thanks.
Okay, we'll see you next time.